Let's see, the house was built by Captain Anthony Spengler in 1820, and he was our ancestor, and the house has been in the family since that time. Outside, our front driveway is part of the original Valley Pike, and down below it is the old mill restaurant now, but it was the mill that was part of the farming operation for the Spenglers. It's called Spengler Mill too sometimes. Relative to the history of the house, of course, during the Civil War it was occupied by the Federals for a while, and most notorious of those was General Sheridan. But he was only here briefly talking with some of his staff in the dining room, and the next day was what we call the Woodstock races, when the Federals chased the Confederates down Route 11 towards Woodstock. During the same period, a General Adolphus Williams occupied the house, and I don't know where the family went. I don't know whether they stayed out of the way or whether they went to visit relatives or how that worked. Then the road that was the major Valley Pike at that time, of course, would have had stagecoaches and horseback riders. I understand that they drove the cattle and even the turkeys to market down the road, so you would have seen that. And I've heard that the turkeys couldn't walk very far because their feet, of course, would wear out, so they would drive them through a pool of tar, and that would put rubbers on the turkeys' feet, and they could walk all the way to market. But all those things were passing, you know, right there overlooking the river and the mountain. The captain, Spengler had 10 sons and 2 daughters raised in this house. And then there were, of course, Negro slaves, and there were quarters for them here in the yard, and that was a part we don't like to think about, but it's history. Then during the Civil War, too, General Early, the Confederate general, tented in the flat area around the outside of the house. Let's see. Captain Spengler had his military designation because of the War of 1812, that far back. And he built this house in 1820 and developed what was then a large 600 acres, I think, of farm, which had gone south. And I understand they would mill the wheat that they grew, and at the mill put it on the Shenandoah River in flatboats, and it would go down to the markets down river.